Welcome back, deep divers. Today we're stepping back in time to the heart of the Inca Empire, to a site that's equal parts breathtaking and baffling. Sacsayhuamán.
It's a good one.
You've sent in a treasure trove of articles, analyses, even a snippet from a 17th century chronicle, which I love. It's like piecing together a puzzle of stone and sky.
And what a puzzle it is. Sacsayhuamán is often called a fortress, and you can certainly see why. Imagine those massive walls, the strategic hilltop position. But then you dig a little deeper and find these ceremonial plazas. Intricate water features whispers of astronomical alignments. It throws the whole fortress-only idea right out the window.
Right. It's like this site was meant to make a statement, but to whom? And what was that message?
Yeah.
Was it all about defense, or were the Inca trying to convey something more? Okay, let's unpack this fortress or ceremony debate. Those iconic zigzag walls, for example, some experts believe they mimic the jagged peaks of the Andes, a sacred landscape to the Inca.
And don't forget their connection to the cosmos. The zigzags could represent Alapa, the lightning deity, bringing to mind the raw power of nature, or even the rainbow, a symbol of hope and prosperity woven deeply into Andean cosmology. It's not just about defense, but about harnessing these powerful natural and spiritual forces.
So are we saying the Incas were basically weaving their beliefs into the very architecture?
Exactly. These walls might have been designed to intimidate enemies, but they were also about projecting power and prestige to their own people, and maybe even to the gods themselves. Imagine thousands of people gathered in those plazas for ceremonies dedicated to Inti, the sun god, all dwarfed by these massive, precisely crafted walls. It's a powerful image of imperial authority intertwined with the cosmos.
Talk about a power move. But speaking of power, let's talk about how they actually built this place. Some of those stones in the walls are massive. We're talking tons. Were the Inca secretly time travelers with hidden cranes? Because I'm having a hard time imagining moving those boulders with 15th century tech.
Time travel would make things easier, wouldn't it? But no, the Inca were masters of quarrying and shaping stone with incredible precision, even using stone tools. They'd find natural fracture lines in the rock, then use techniques like pecking and grinding to shape them.
Wow, talk about patience and skill. But even with those techniques, moving those giant blocks uphill to the site must have been an epic undertaking.
You're not wrong. It probably involved a mind-blowing combination of ingenuity and manpower. Imagine systems of rollers, earthen ramps, and hundreds, maybe even thousands of people, all working in perfect unison. The logistics alone are staggering.
It really makes you appreciate the level of planning and coordination that must have gone into this. These weren't just builders, they were engineers, artists, and logisticians all rolled into one. It's mind-boggling. And sadly, what we see today at Sacsayhuamán is only part of the story. The Spanish conquest really did a number on this place, didn't it?
It's true. When the Spanish arrived, they saw Sacsayhuamán's strategic importance, but they also recognized it held the power to inspire awe and maybe even rebellion. So they dismantled sections of the walls, repurposing those massive stones for their own colonial buildings, including the cathedral in Cusco.
It's almost ironic. Pieces of this ancient temple, a testament to Inca ingenuity, now stand as part of a structure built by their conquerors. Talk about layers of history.
Yeah.
But even with the damage, there are still secrets being uncovered, right? I read something about subterranean chambers, some used for storage, but others hinting at something a lot more intriguing. Tell me more.
It's true, Sacsayhuamán keeps revealing its secrets. Recent archaeology has uncovered a whole network of passages beneath those impressive structures. They found evidence of llamas sacrifices, which the Inca performed for all sorts of reasons, from ensuring good harvests to honoring their deities.
Okay, llama sacrifices, subterranean chambers. This is where Sacsayhuamán goes from impressive to downright mysterious. What else have they found down there?
They've discovered carved huacas. These were objects the Inca believed held spiritual power, almost like conduits to the divine. And there are even tantalizing hints of a temple of the moon, potentially linked to the Inca ruler Pachacuti. Imagine that a hidden temple deep beneath the earth, dedicated to the moon.
Okay, you've officially blown my mind. Secret underground temples, cosmic alignments. It's like stepping into a lost world. And speaking of mysteries, we have to talk about that enigmatic circular tower. 3 walls, concentric circles. It looks more like something out of Indiana Jones's than a typical fortress structure.
It's a head-scratcher, that's for sure. Some archaeologists believe it was an astronomical observatory. The Inca were meticulous sky watchers, their lives governed by the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. This tower, with its panoramic views, could have been their vantage point for tracking celestial events.
So they were potentially up there plotting the movements of the cosmos while simultaneously defending their empire. Talk about multitasking on an epic scale. What I find fascinating is that it could have been both a practical observatory, a sacred space.
Absolutely. Some scholars suggest the tower might have housed a sacred chamber accessed through a labyrinthine path. Imagine the symbolism moving through those concentric circles, ascending towards a higher level of spiritual awareness. It's a physical manifestation of their cosmological beliefs right there in the architecture.
It's like they were bringing their whole worldview to life in stone. But Sacsayhuamán wasn't just about ceremonies and stargazing. It was also a place of conflict. You can't talk about this site without mentioning the legend of Cahuy, the Inca warrior, who made his last stand against the Spanish conquistadors.
Cahué's story is one of the most poignant chapters in Sacsayhuamán's history. He embodies the Inca spirit of resistance. According to accounts, he fought bravely against the Spanish, and rather than surrender, he chose to leap from one of the towers. It's a stark reminder that this site, built for ceremony and perhaps communion with the cosmos, also bore witness to the clash of cultures and the brutality of conquest.
It's incredible to think about the range of human experiences that played out on those grounds, from grand ceremonies to acts of incredible bravery and ultimately tragedy. It makes you realize Sacsayhuamán is more than just stones and mortar. It's a repository of human stories, each layer revealing a new facet of the Inca world and the dramatic events that unfolded there.
And that leads us back to the question of its purpose. Who was this site intended to impress? Was it a display of imperial might for rival leaders, a way to inspire awe and obedience among their own people, or perhaps even a means of communicating with the gods themselves?
It's like they were trying to send a message that would echo through time, but what was that message? So we've got this incredible site, this blend of military might and spiritual significance, a place designed to awe anyone who stepped within its walls. But who were they trying to impress? Was it a message for their rivals, for their own people, or maybe even for the gods themselves?
It's a question that continues to fascinate archaeologists and historians. The sheer scale and precision of Sacsayhuamán point to a deep-seated desire to project power and permanence, but to whom? That's where things get really interesting.
It's like they were thinking, we're going to build something so incredible, so mind-blowing that it'll be talked about for centuries, and they weren't wrong.
Not at all. Imagine you're a visitor approaching Sacsayhuamán for the first time. You see those massive walls, those perfectly fitted stones, those terraces rising up towards the sky. It would be awe-inspiring, a powerful symbol of imperial authority. The Inca were saying, look at what we can achieve, look at the power we command. It's a message that would have resonated with rival leaders and their own subjects alike.
A not-so-subtle reminder of who was in charge. But it wasn't just about earthly power, was it? We've talked about the astronomical alignments, the ceremonial plazas, the huacas. It feels like there's a deeper spiritual dimension at play here, too.
Absolutely. We can't forget the Inca worldview, their deep connection to the natural world and the cosmos. Sacsayhuamán, perched on that hilltop, could have been their way of aligning themselves with the celestial realm. Those walls weren't just meant to keep people out. They were also defining a sacred space, a place where the earthly and the divine could connect.
So it's about more than just projecting power outwards. It's about reaching upwards towards the heavens, trying to find harmony between the human world and the cosmic order.
Exactly. The Inca saw themselves as intermediaries between the human and the divine, and their architecture, their ceremonies, their entire way of life was geared towards maintaining that balance. Sacsayhuamán, with its blend of military might and spiritual significance, embodies that worldview perfectly.
You know, it's amazing to think about how much a single site like Sacsayhuamán can tell us about an entire civilization, their ingenuity, their beliefs, their ambitions.
It reminds us that these ancient ruins are more than just piles of stones. They're portals to the past, offering glimpses into different ways of life, different ways of understanding the world. And Sacsayhuamán, with its enduring mysteries and breathtaking scale, is a powerful reminder of the incredible things humanity is capable of achieving.
I think it's safe to say we've both learned a lot from this deep dive into Sacsayhuamán. It's a site that truly captures the imagination, leaving us with a sense of wonder and a thirst for more knowledge.
And who knows what future discoveries await us? Archaeology is an ever-evolving field, and with new technologies and fresh perspectives, we continue to uncover more secrets about this incredible site. Sacsayhuamán, I suspect, still has many stories to tell.
And we'll be here ready to dive into those stories when they're revealed. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey to the heart of the Inca Empire. We'll catch you next time, deep divers, for another fascinating exploration on The Deep Dive.